You know, and I had one of the greatest experiences of my life with that man.
Yes.
At the end of the war, we both got out of the service at the same time. Ty had been a flyer in the Marine Corps. I was on a ship in the Pacific. I was in the Coast Guard.
Mm-hmm.
And we got out of the service at the same time. We reported back to the studio. And the studio gave us this trip, you know.
Right.
They supplied us with a little twin-engine Beechcraft, and Tyrone did all the flying.
Uh-huh.
We flew down through Mexico. We hit every country in Central America,
Mm-hmm.
and we circled all of South America. Went down the western coast to Santiago, Chile, through the pass to Buenos Aires,
Mm-hmm.
up over Brazil, the Guianas,
Uh-huh.
the West Indies to Havana, Miami, New York, California.
Right.
10 weeks we're on this trip. Wonderful time. You know, this is something you do once in a lifetime.
Yes, yes.
We
so
met
you
a lot
really
of-
knew him,
We
didn't
met.
you?
Oh, we were very close friends.
Yes.
And we met some wonderful people on the trip. The first person we had to meet in whatever capital city we went to was the American ambassador.
Yes.
And he, 9 out of 10 times, would introduce us to the president of the country in some form or other.
Yes, yes.
And he introduced us to Perón and Evita, and we had lunch with them.
Did you really?
At the palace in Buenos Aires, and they were a very interesting couple, by the way, because she was a fantastic lady.
Like what, Caesar?
Well, she was a very... She couldn't speak English, neither did he. So I sort of interpreted everything to Tyrone, and she had a great sense of humor. She was a most attractive lady, and never stopped talking. She yacked all the time. He was very quiet. He never said too much. But she sat there and she said to me, she said, "Why do the people in your country call my husband a dictator?" "He's not a dictator. He's a patriot." "Isn't that right, Juan? You're not a dictator. You're a patriot." And don't they see? You know. She was great fun. She was charming. She was a lovely hostess. Aside from,
Yes.
you know, her politics, that has nothing to do with it. But as a person, she was very charming.
Sun Valley Serenade.
No, I wasn't in that.
Springtime in the Rockies? Sun Valley Serenade, you weren't in?
No, that was, no. I did 3 pictures of Sonia Henie, but that was
Springtime?
not one of them.
Wasn't Sun Valley Serenade? I'm
No.
Really? Which one am I thinking of? Which Sonia Henie did?
Oh, I did
Sun Valley
Happy Landing, My Lucky Star, and Wintertime with the 3 pictures.
Wintertime, that is the one I'm
Those
getting
are the 3
confused.
pictures that I made
Right.
with
What kind
Sonia.
of a lady is Sonia Henie? I love
Sonia?
her. Yes.
She was great fun.
Was she?
She was a good friend of
They
mine.
say
yeah.
she was a friend of Hitler. Is that true?
Of who?
Of Hitler. That's what
No.
they say. Is that true, Caesar?
No.
That's what they're claiming.
Oh, no.
I read that somewhere.
No. They write, after somebody dies, they come out with the most beautiful things
Yes,
about you.
they do, don't they?
You know, no, of course not.
She was a lovely lady. Yes.
She was a lovely lady. She was great fun to be with, and she was a good friend. Sonia was a good friend through all the years. She was...
Betty Grable. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Betty,
That's the
Betty, she was not the greatest dancer in the world, and she certainly wasn't the greatest singer in the world.
But she was a
boy, she knew
showman.
how to use what she had.
Finesse. I
And
loved
she
it.
had that wonderful little figure and those great legs.
Yes.
And also another person that I did 3 or 4 pictures with, and great fun to work with. I never had any great problems with anybody, I must say. People ask me, and I say they're all fine. I loved everybody.
Because you have an attitude about you, Caesar. I can see it.
Well, there are not
have-
too many people that I didn't get along with. Not only with actors and actors, but also with the directors. There was only one director that I don't have very fond memories of, and that's von Sternberg.
Like what?
Well, he was a mean man, period.
He was.
You know, and I did the picture, I was playing opposite Dietrich in a picture called The Devil is a Woman.
Yeah.
And it was my first really big break, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in pictures. So I was trying to be good, you know. I wanted to, you know.
Do good.
But it was the last picture that he made with her. It was the end of their association, whatever it was.
Yes.
And he used to bawl her out in German, you know.
Did he really?
He was terrible.
He was mean.
And he took it out on everybody else.
I see.
And it was not a very happy experience.
You were at 20th for a long time, though. Yeah. Together,
Sure, we
got
did a
along
picture
good
at
together.
20th.
Yes.
We did a picture.
The Jungle?
20th, though. were we?
Yes, it was.
At 20th?
Is that the release?
The beautiful blonde from
Barris-
Basco's
That's
Band.
right.
You
That's
forgot
right.
about that
That's
one.
one, right.
We met on that picture.
Oh,
That's
how
when I
true.
met you.
Yes. Who else was in that film?
Betty Grable,
Betty Grable.
Rudy Valet,
Rudy Valet.
Olga San Juan.
Yes, yes. Olga San Juan.
Yeah.
We had some wonderful experiences in India. What a wonderful
We sure
man.
did.
Like what? Could you tell us? Could you share it with
He
us?
is the most wonderful man anyway, but to be on location with him, nothing could be more ideal because we went through a lot of hardships. 7 weeks of southern India.
That was fun.
Fascinating,
It was
but fun.
no. We won a dance contest there.
Did you really?
In
Yes.
Bangalore.
In
Wasn't it
Marie,
Bangalore?
yes, Marie. What was it you won? You won a
I won a silver thing that
and
held
I got
flowers.
and I won a thermos bottle.
Oh, wonderful.
Remember?
I love it.
And you complained all the way through it because your feet hurt.
And they still do.
Oh,
What's new and exciting in your life, Caesar?
Well, I'm
Right
doing
at the moment.
television. I did a picture that's just been released. It's
What is that? Could you tell us?
Yeah, it's called Lust in the Dust.
Oh, are you in that picture?
I sure am.
With Tab Hunter
Tab
and
Hunter,
Divine.
Lady Kazan, Divine,
Yeah.
and
I haven't seen that movie. I'm going to see it. It's in my.
funny picture.
It is a fun picture.
Yeah.
You can't take that picture serious. I understand you can't.
Oh Lord, no!
Don't take it serious.
Oh no! If you do, don't go. If you're going to take it seriously,
Yeah.
no. It's,
Yeah,
it's kind of a raunchy picture,
Yeah,
by the way.
right.
But it's a fun picture. It's a funny picture, and everybody in it is awfully good.
I hear.
Lady Kazan is marvelous.
Is
in
she?
it.
I can imagine Lady Kazan and Divine together
Yeah.
on that screen.
Well, they are. They're both great. And
That's
everybody.
focuses I'm talking
Henry
about.
Silver,
I love that. I saw it.
I play an old priest, an old Catholic priest who had been a rabbi. That'll give you an idea, you know, how serious this picture is. But it was great fun to do. And then I've done the television. I've done, you know, recently Murder, She Wrote, a Riptide that hasn't been on yet. I think it'll be on next week. And I just finished the guest spot on a new television series that I think will be starting pretty soon called Half Nelson at 20th Century Fox.
Do you sing, Caesar? You do a lot of singing.
No.
don't you? Not really.
I sing
yes,
for my...
you do.
yeah.
I heard you
yes.
in India.
You heard me in India.
You do singing, don't you? Caesar?
Well, yeah, but not, you know.
You're a musical comedy singer. You could say that, couldn't you?
Marie.
Yeah.
Marie, you have your foot at the Hollywood famous on Boulevard, right? No, don't
Not
you?
my foot.
Your star.
You're
My
a star.
star,
That's
yes.
what I mean. You're a Hollywood star.
They never got to my foots and
But your
hands.
star is there.
Yes.
And you have one too, Caesar? There?
I have
He
two.
probably
You
has
have
several.
two?
I was going
I
to
have
say.
two. One on Hollywood Boulevard for motion pictures and one on Vine Street for television.
Oh, I see. And you just got yours recently, didn't you, Marie?
2 years ago.
2 years ago? I see. How's that feel to be...
Super. I think they gave it to me because I endure.
What do you think of Hollywood today, Caesar? I mean,
Well,
you've been here a long time now.
You know, it's changed a great deal in many ways in the 51 years that I've been here.
You are celebrating your 51 years in show business. That's
No,
correct.
56 years in
56
show business.
but-
But 51 years here.
Here in Hollywood. I want to congratulate you.
Isn't that
I
splendid?
think that is just
And he
wonderful.
gets handsomer every
He
Yeah,
year.
does.
well, let me see.
Just wonderful.
I started...
Now, really, 50 years, someone
58 years.
50
58.
but here in Hollywood, but what's the
51 years.
change? What's the change, Caesar?
Well, in the first place, when I first came out here, it was more of a small town,
Right.
really. There were no high-rise buildings or anything the way you have today.
Sure.
The traffic on the streets was minimal. Everybody was under contract to a studio. Everybody knew each other. There was a very definite motion picture colony, and within that motion picture colony was a very definite society, and a mighty elegant society, I might add.
Yes, yes.
At every social function in town, they weren't benefits. They were parties that were given by parties like Mary Pickford and Marion Davies and Carol Lombard and the Basil Rathbones and you name them, and the beautiful social affairs. And you'd see every big star in the business would be there.
Yes.
Every big star in the business. Today, all the big affairs are benefits. And you never see anybody. You never see all your top stars in motion pictures today, you know, like Clint Eastwood and Dustin Hoffman and De Niro and Al Pacino. And where do you ever see them?
They don't go.
Nobody sees them anyplace.
They don't want to be.
And when they are seen, they run, they hide, they don't want to. So it's an entirely different breed.
They don't want to
In
be.
the old days, the studios developed their stars.
Yes, yes. That's
They
the word.
developed their stars. And we worked year in and year out, picture after picture after picture, so that you became a household name.
Yes, yes.
Today, I go to the movies once in a while. I don't know one soul that's in the picture. Maybe one person.
That's what I was trying to explain to
But
Marie
I don't-
Windsor here.
I don't know anybody.
I don't know any young kids. They're not stars, Marie.
Oh, well,
That is-
I agree
Well, it
with
isn't that
that,
they're not
but,
stars. There are a lot of talented people in the business today. Don't
Oh,
get
I'm
me
not.
wrong.
I'm not taking that wrong. But they're not movie stars.
Well,
That's what I mean.
There are
Like,
just so many
Well,
of them.
The business is so completely different anyway. So it's all
but
freelance
Hollywood, you're trying to say
and
Hollywood
independent
has.
production. The studios don't function the way they did before. They all rent out space most of the production in Hollywood is television, not motion pictures.
Yes,
And
true.
it certainly isn't the motion picture capital of
Who
the world
is
anymore.
running Hollywood? I'd love to ask you about this.
Who is what?
Who's really running Hollywood?
You
Who
can-
runs Hollywood? I
Yeah.
don't know who
Who
runs
is-
Hollywood.
Who's going to let you answer that?
I don't know.
I would love to.
Who runs
I
Hollywood?
don't know. You don't know? Don't you think the young kids? There's one, the major studios at the heads of the
Oh,
studios.
you mean talking about the heads of
Heads of
studios?
studios.
I don't even know who the heads of the studios are
That's
anymore.
it. That's
I
it.
don't know who the head of Paramount is. I
Years
don't know
ago,
who the
you
head
did. You
of
knew.
Fox is. I don't know who the head of
That's-
Warner Brothers or whatever who
Yeah.
they call it.
Yeah.
I haven't the slightest idea.
I see. Right.
Well, they change positions
I
so
know.
often it's hard
And
to keep
they're
track,
young.
isn't
There
it?
are a lot of young people, the heads of departments today in the studios, and a lot of young women.
That's who's running
A lot
it.
of young
That's
women.
what I was trying to find out. Young women are taking
So the whole
over.
thing is sort of youth-oriented in a way.
Yes.
The type of pictures they make today. Of course, today, because of the rating system, you can do anything on the screen, anything at all. Years ago, we had a very strict code. We had the Breen office. You couldn't say damn. You couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
A couple playing husband and wife couldn't be photographed in the same bed. They had to be in twin beds. And if they were in the same bed, one of them had to have 1 foot on the floor. Ridiculous.
Caesar, what would you tell for a young actor when he wants to come to Hollywood? How would he? What would he? What should he do? How should he prepare himself
Today,
today? Yeah.
study.
Study.
Study for it.
Yes.
Marie,
Oh, yes.
What would you
Study
say?
for it.
Yep.
Study and get little theater experience.
That's right. And
Theater.
That's right. And if possible,
Yes.
go to New York and try to get a show in New York,
Right,
if possible.
Yes. Yes.
That isn't possible for a lot of people,
Mhm.
but it would help a great deal. But by all means, study for it
Study.
because today it's very competitive.
Yes. Yes. Marie, you
Very
love the theater,
competitive.
don't you, darling?
I do. I
That's-
love all mediums of acting.
Do you?
She never stops.
She works all the
This
time.
girl
Yes, she's very
never
busy.
stops. She
She
goes on-
cooks. She paints. She does a lot of painting.
She does.
She
I
is
have
very,
two
very
plates
successful.
that she did for
The
me.
enamel ones you're talking
Two, yeah.
Mhm.
Blue enamel paints
Right.
with white elephants on
Right.
them.
Right.
Because I collect elephants, and I said,
I
"Can you
see.
make me 2 plates with elephants?" And she
She
did,
made it.
and they're beautiful.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
They're
Thank
beautiful.
You. Thank you for coming. I really enjoyed
Skip,
it.
I've enjoyed it
Thank
too.
you. Love it.
Thanks
Caesar,
so much.
thank you. You're a wonderful guest, both of you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank my 2 superstars here. They really are Hollywood. Thank you. You've been looking at Hollywood. Thank you.
I love your superstar dialogue.
Oh, yeah.